The silence is what breaks them, not the shriek that came before. A single, sharp tear in the fabric of the pre-dawn gloom. But the silence that follows it, it is a heavy, unnatural thing. A void where the sound of a child's breathing should be. Mara finds the cradle first. It is a simple thing of woven river reeds and packed mud, now tipped on its side. The sleeping furs are clawed and tossed, stained with a single, dark smear of mud from the jungle floor, but there is no blood. The makers of this silence work lean, efficient. Her will brings the clan from their lean TOS-ed caves, faces etched with the familiar dread of a world that is not theirs. They are the river reed people, Homo sapiens clinging to a vein of fresh water in a land of giants, a fleeting chapter in the long history of prehistoric life. Ko is there in an instant, his spear already in hand, his face broad and scarred from a close encounter with the Triceratops during his youth, is a mask of thunder. He sees the overturned cradle, sees his sister crumpled on the ground beside it, and his knuckles turn white on the fire-hardened wood. Beside him, his younger brother. Lore is a study in stillness. Lore does not look at the cradle, his eyes on the ground, scanning the damp earth, his mind a loom weaving patterns from broken twigs into single, chillingly clear, three-toed print. They came from the west, Lore says, his voice a low hum against his sister's sobbing. One, maybe two. A diversion of the fish traps to draw the sentries. And then this. I will kill them, Ko snarls. The words torn from his throat. He is a man of action, of muscle and bone and the simple, brutal arithmetic of vengeance. I will take the hunters, and we will find their nest. We will burn it to the root and salt the ash with their blood. You will do no such thing, Lore counters, rising to his full height. He is leaner than his brother. His strength is in his eyes, which hold the unnerving patience of a man who has spent more time watching than acting. You hunt a shadow. This was not a mindless beast. Brother, this was planned. This is the work of the dromaeosaurid ocean pack that has been testing our perimeter for a moon. They are intelligent. The clan gathers around the central fire pit as the weak sun bleeds through the canopy. The argument, born in grief, now becomes a schism. Kale speaks of honor and strength, of showing the dinosaurs that they are not easy prey. His followers, the younger, stronger hunters, nod in agreement, their hands gripping spears made with primitive technology but wielded with potent rage. Lore speaks of tactics, of survival skills rooted in the mind, not the arm. He argues for taller fences, deeper pits, for a strategy of avoidance. He warns that a direct assault on the pack is what the creatures expect, what they want. These are not the actions of simple animals. They are the strategic maneuvers of a rival tribe. The greatest threat to these early humans is not just a predator, but a competitor. The matriarch, their mother, watches her two sons, the twin pillars of her clan, cracking apart. The empty cradle sits between them, an altar to a new and terrible choice. It is no longer a question of how to survive the jungle, but how to survive themselves. The clan fractures. It is a slow, grinding separation, like a stone breaking under the persistent pressure of ice. Kel takes his hunters, their faces painted with ash and fury, and they melt into the jungle to the west. They are the spear. They move with the arrogance of apex predators, convinced that the terror of prehistoric life can be met and mastered with sharpened flint and raw courage. Those who remain with Lore become the watchers. They do not hunt. They build, under Lore's quiet direction. They weave a wall of thorny vines, dig pits lined with fire-hardened stakes, and drag snares using the principles of what future minds would call osteodontocratic technology. Triggers carved from bone, weights made of massive femurs, and ropes of braided sinew. They place their faith in foresight. K-less war is a disaster. The hunters track the Deinonychus pack for 2 days, following their trail of elegant, three-toned death. They find the remains of a young Parasaurolophus, picked clean with surgical precision, and their confident source, They believe they are closing in. The truth, this terrible land teaches, is that they have been herded. The jungle tightens, the canopy thickens, and the attack comes not from the front, but from both sides at once. The raptors are a blur of mottled green and brown, their infamous sickle claws flashing. They don't just swarm, they execute tactics. One draws the eye while another flanks. They leap from low-hanging branches, using gravity to power their killing strikes. The hunter's spears are too long for the close quarters. Their formations break into panicked individual duels. They are not fighting beasts. They are being dismantled by superior infantry. Kel takes a deep gash to his shoulder, a searing lesson in the pack's dynamics. But he is lucky. Two of his best hunters are not. They are dragged into the ferns. Their screams abruptly silenced. Kel and the survivors limp back to the settlement, carrying their dead and their shame. Their return coincides with the failure of the snare. Low's defenses are ingenious, a testament to the burgeoning intelligence of ancient humans, but they are designed to counter animals, not minds. During the night, the clan listens as the pack tests their perimeter. A small rock is rolled, triggering a deadfall. A branch is pushed, springing a snare. Then comes the true display of their intellect. The raptors dropped of a terrified gallimimus towards the main pit. The small ornithomimid shrieks as it plunges onto the stakes, its sacrifice revealing the trap. The clan watches from the safety of the caves, their blood running cold. The raptors did not just avoid the trap. They learned it, mapped it, and disarmed it with a pawn. Before the sun rises, they find a weakness in the thorn wall, not breaking through it, but patiently, methodically, pulling it apart vine by vine until a gap is made. Nothing is stolen. No one is attacked. It is merely a message. Your walls are meaningless. Your intellect is a child's toy. We can reach you whenever we choose. When Kel stumbles into the clearing, bleeding undefeated, he finds Law staring at the deconstructed wall. The grief of the clan has no outlet. There is no monster to blame, only a terrible, suffocating truth. Kel's way, the way of the spear, has failed. Law's way, the way of the mind, has also failed. The empty cradle sits by the cold ashes of the central fire, no longer a symbol of their loss, but of their inadequacy. The brothers face each other across the clearing, the two halves of a broken strategy. Hate, stark and pure, replaces their grief in the silence of their shared failure. The civil war is truly born. The tension simmers. Hatred has poisoned the air. Teal, his wound festering, uses the injured members of his hunting party to slowly take over control of the vital resources. The water source, the best flint deposits, the area of thickest cover against the elements. The rift is widening and becoming an active conflict. Dura, seeing the inevitable, focuses on training his remaining followers. He teaches them to read the signs of the jungle, to distinguish between the rustling of the wind and the cautious dread of a Deinonychus. He teaches them the uses of every herb, the properties of every earth pigment. He also starts to construct the primitive technology for a new trap, a final gambit. The simmering finally boils over when Kel's hunters attempt to seize the last of the fresh meat from a successful hunt. A fight erupts. Two members of the Watchers fall. The battle spills into the center of the settlement. The remaining members of the clan are forced to choose. Their allegiance is demanded. The Australopithecus within begins to show, and the violence is intense. The battle quickly degrades from a struggle for resources to a fight for dominance. Tail, fueled by a blinding rage, seems unstoppable, but his hunters are weary. Their weapons are simple, and they face a clan united in fear. They know that if they do not win this battle, they will be slaughtered. Law knows the Deinonychus are watching. He feels the intelligence of the pack like a pressure on his chest. He understands that the only way to break the raptors' reign is not to fight them directly, but to make them choose the wrong side of the war. The Watchers, despite their lack of numbers, have a secret weapon, a cliff face above a great waterfall, a place where the raptors' hunting prowess would be neutralized. and the power of the waterfall itself could be used. He orders the watchers to retreat to this area. Kale, ruddy but still fighting, pursues, thinking he has won. He charges towards the waterfall, bellowing for victory. It is then that the prehistoric animals enter the fray. The entire pack of Deinonychus, unseen and unheard, springs its trap. They have been waiting for this moment. This perfect culmination of the humans' internal conflict. They have observed the struggle, learned the weaknesses, pinned out, with cold, calculating precision. They attack both sides. The attack is brutal. The raptors are relentless, moving at speeds no human can match. They are not interested in victory. They are interested in eliminating the source of the conflict. Caught in the crossfire, Kale's hunters are shredded. The watchers, armed with sharpened stakes and firebrands, fight with a desperation born of having nothing left to lose. Laura, in a rare moment of raw, primal emotion, grabs a burning brand and hurls himself into the fight, screaming defiance as he drives back a charging raptor. A ferocious, chaotic struggle unfolds as humans and dinosaurs clash. One of the biggest raptors, the leader, with a carrot and US beaconed eyes that seem to understand everything, turns its attention to Law. The battle reaches its climax at the edge of the waterfall. The leader, the largest and most experienced of the pack, stares Law in the eyes, and then, with a swift movement of its tail, pushes him over the edge. It is the raptor's final act of judgment, but as he falls, Law grabs one of the burning torches and throws it towards the cliff face. This final defiance is the beginning of the end. The heat has begun to crack the stone. A new reality has begun. The survivors stand among the carnage, a handful of humans on a blood-soaked rock. The spear is broken, its warriors dead, the watcher is gone, sacrificed. The Deinonychus pack, wounded but victorious, melts back into the jungle, its dominance reasserted not by killing every human, but by teaching them the ultimate price of division. This lesson, etched in blood at the dawn of hominid history, becomes a foundational code. The survivors carry not a legacy of victory, but the scar of memory, the instinct to unify against an external threat, to put aside the spear of pride for the shield of community, is born from this catastrophic failure. How many times in the deep echoes of human evolution did our ancestors have to learn that the monster with teeth and claws is merely a force of nature, but the monster of pride is a force of extirpation? Our greatest triumphs are not carved on the bones of predators we killed, but on the memories of the brothers we didn't. This is the chronicle of the River Reed. Remember them not for how they fought the beast, but for how they fought themselves, and lost. But in the silence of a world wiped clean, a new sound can sometimes be heard.